Okay. Hi, my name is Dr. Ashley Frawley. I'm Program Director of the BSc Social Sciences here at Swansea University. I just want to talk to you a little bit about the course and answer any questions that you might have. So I'll introduce myself. I'm a social scientist. I am a cultural sociologist. My first degree was in anthropology and sociology, and I've got a PhD in sociology and also a teaching qualification, as we do now. And so I'm very interested in what it means to be human from a social perspective, and that's really what a social sciences degree is about. It's about the minutiae, everything from the minutiae of human behavior and brain functions, all the way to large-scale social movements, demographics, economics, politics. It's really about understanding what it means to be human across various levels of culture and context, political context, geographical context, and so on. And our program really has a national but also an international focus. Our teaching team is drawn from a wide range of social science disciplines and backgrounds, and you might be able to tell that I'm Canadian. So I will talk a little bit about North American perspectives and issues in North America, but also internationally in the UK. My main research actually is in the UK. On the social sciences degree, you'll study a variety of topics from a variety of social scientific perspectives: anthropology, business management, economics, human geography, law, media studies, political science, international relations, psychology, social policy, and of course sociology. And the theme of employability is also woven throughout the program, so you have very much the opportunity, is very much an emphasis on learning through practice, but also through research as well. So a lot of our modules have a research component, so you'll actually learn, you'll receive a sort of toolkit that you can bring to the workplace to investigate social questions, find the answers to social problems, and think deeply about the social world. And that's something that employers are really, really interested in. There is a innovative commitment within the program to reflexivity, and that's basically about being aware of one's place in the world and how one's point of view is influenced by social context, cultural context, and so on, reflecting on one's own situation in the world. We attempt to inculcate values of leadership and critical thinking. And this is something that obviously employers really want, but the program also has a very strong, it's very much for people who are interested in social questions and answering questions about the social world, about social justice and social problems, how to deal with social problems from a wide variety of perspectives. You'll have the opportunity to study a wide range of modules. For instance, in the first year, you'll look at social theory from a narrative perspective, poverty and plenty, issues of equality, discrimination and oppression in society, power and politics, which goes through the history of political movements around the world, as well as research methods. In the second year, you'll have the opportunity to take a work placement. And this can be in a wide range of fields, and you have the opportunity to focus your study on whatever you personally are interested in. So there are 60 credits that can be chosen from across the university. So we have 60 credits that are compulsory, and that's undertaking a work placement and research methods so that you're very much prepared with skills that you can bring to the workplace with experience. So you're going to finish your degree with something to put on your CV, but also you'll have a number of skills, a concrete kind of tool set that you can use when you move to the workplace. But also you've got 60 credits that you can kind of play with that to really focus on the area of the career path or your own personal area of interest, or a research path that you may be interested in following. So for instance, we have optional modules on investigating gender, domestic abuse, safeguarding children and young people, social security, poverty and social exclusion, health and economics, family policy, but also a range of modules that you can take from across the university, including criminology, psychology, and others. You also have the opportunity to study a language. We offer, you can take 20 credits of Welsh, Arabic, French, German, Italian, Spanish, and Mandarin. Okay. So if you have any questions, please feel free to just type them up and I'll answer them as they come in. Otherwise, I'll just sort of keep talking through a number of common questions that I receive about the program. One common question is, what kind of career can one go into with a social sciences degree? Well, social scientists are actually highly in demand. It might be surprising to learn that people with social sciences degrees are actually more likely to be in graduate level employment within 6 months than a lot of people in the STEM fields. Social scientists go into careers like social science research, local and national politics, business, civil service, public services, law and paralegal careers, the criminal justice system, journalism, charities, NGOs, education, the allied health professions, and many more. I mentioned obviously that I'm a social scientist, so I can give you the example of my own career path. And that was, I studied anthropology and sociology at undergraduate level. When I finished my undergraduate degree, I did a very short teaching qualification, and I went abroad to teach English, and I taught in Greece for a year. And when I finished that, I was fluent in Greek, and I'm still fluent in Greek. And it really sort of opened my mind to this sort of, I was using all of the things that I had learned about cross-cultural phenomena, politics, language, linguistics, all the things that I had learned as a social scientist, I was able to bring to my first job after I finished. And then I went and did a PhD in sociology, but while I was doing my PhD, I taught sociology at an international school. I worked as a research assistant on a number of research projects. For instance, I studied actually student attitudes toward the fees when they were first introduced. That was one research study that I completed. And obviously now I am a lecturer and I do research, and I'm really in a privileged position because I don't just, at a university, you're not just learning from people who are just passing on information. Your lecturers are people who are making that knowledge. We're not just sort of relaying things to you, but we are actually actively creating knowledge and passing that on to you. So we're really at the forefront of our disciplines. And so I do research, and I'm trying to I have the ability to try to actually make solutions for the real world, and I have a platform. People listen to me if I go onto the news, and I have access to the media and that sort of thing. So as a social scientist, the knowledge that I have is really valued in the world, and I think it's really important because there's a tendency sometimes to see things in a really one-sided way, as everything comes down to human nature. Well, a social sciences degree will teach you that what is human nature is not quite so straightforward, and in fact, it may be a variable thing that changes over time and develops as human beings progress economically, socially, culturally, or change economically, socially, and culturally. So does our nature. So does what it means to be human. And bringing that perspective to things really opens up what is often a very closed way of thinking about social problems. Oh, well, this is a problem. It's always going to be a problem because, well, that's just human nature. And as a social scientist, I'm always sort of saying, no, it's not. We can change the world. And that's some of the philosophy and the perspective that we try to get across in the program. So if you do have questions, please do feel free to type them into the box and I can answer them. If not, I will answer one more question that frequently gets asked, and that is about contact hours. So as a student, you are expected to, study 35 hours per week, and not all of that, of course, is contact hours. So typically, each year you'll study 120 credits, and a module is about 20 credits, and that entails about 40 contact hours. So each module is 40 contact hours, and it's usually about 12 hours a week of actual time within the university, but that might also be made up with one-to-one tutorials with an academic mentor. It might be lectures, it might be group tutorials, and as you move up in the years, you'll have an opportunity to work closely with a supervisor. So if there's somebody within the university whose research you're really interested in, you actually have the opportunity to work with them. We also run something called the SPIN program, which is the Swansea Paid Internship Scheme, and we're really active with that. We hire students to help us do our research, and you really have the opportunity to do some real world research and possibly have your name on a paper. I've had a student who's helping me with my current book, and her name will be in that book. So there's opportunities, to work with supervisors, both as part of your degree and as something extra, a paid internship that you can do. So the contact hours is really a mix of all of these different things, tutorials, lectures, and so on, but also one-to-one time with an academic mentor or an academic supervisor if you're doing a research project, or when you're doing a research project in your second year and your third year as part of the degree. I'm just hoping that I haven't forgotten anything. We have a wide range of assessments. So a lot of degrees will just have a lot of exams and you're just memorizing a whole bunch of stuff. And if you're not good at exams, you won't do well. That's not what we've done here. We really have an emphasis on a wide range of assessments so that you can both play to your strengths but also develop strengths over time. So we have presentations, we have the typical essays, reports, but also things like an elevator pitch, a short, which is a sort of short pitch of a research question or research project that you would like to do, a pechakucha, which is 20 slides for 20 seconds, which winds up being about a 6-minute, very concise presentation. We have research critiques that we ask you to do. So you have a wide range of different assessment methods. So if you're really scared about having to write millions of essays, that's not the kind of degree that this is. Yes, of course, you'll always have to do essays. It is an important skill. It's an important transferable skill to be able to communicate effectively in writing, but also you need to be able to communicate in person. You need to be able to be someone who can think on their feet, right? And that's something that you can learn through doing presentations and the wide variety of different kinds of group work that we offer, which of course builds the important skill of teamwork and working in a team. So there's a wide range of assessments as well. So I think that's all. I've gone on and on and on. You're probably really tired of hearing me talk. So if you have any further questions, please get in touch with study@swansea.ac.uk, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. Thanks very much for tuning in. Bye-bye.